Hello, it is time to start the show. And I'm going to get started right after this.
Hi, folks. Welcome to the David McNiner channel. If you're watching after the fact, after the live, I appreciate you for watching. And I'm going to start bringing the crew in. We got Bebop Jones. What's good, buddy?
Oh, now
got
me.
his hat on.
I thought you get BC first. Let's go.
BC
Super
has
Bowl.
family. He's got his brothers over.
Right.
So I don't know.
Well,
he might pop in. He might not.
We're going to the goddamn Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Watch your defense. Watch it.
Oh, hold on. Don't be swearing. We're in the we've been live a minute and 40. Never mind. We're good.
Sorry.
I'll tell you about that live on YouTube too.
I'll bring it back.
But so John J from Daly City, 49ers Ultimate Report.
Hell yeah, Daly City.
From the great state of Washington, lives in enemy territory. We got John LaJoy.
Yo.
Also living in enemy territory back east. We got Melissa Rebel.
Hey everybody.
Yo.
Hi,
But yeah,
Bebop.
if you're caught, it's like if you're caught swearing within the first, I can't remember how many seconds of the stream, they'll automatically take it down.
Oh,
But
wow.
we're already a couple minutes into it, so I think we're past that.
I'm joking to say that, but yeah,
Is that crazy?
I'm trying my best.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta follow the YouTube rules there, Bebop.
Well, the old rules, you gotta wait like
We're going to the World Series. We're going to the Super Bowl.
World Series.
World Series.
That's baseball. Nothing wrong with baseball. I know everyone trashes up.
Yes, We're going to the fucking World Cup.
We are. We're going to the Super Bowl. It's all up to the team now.
And who doubted us? Who did you doubt us all year? Any of us doubt ourselves all year long?
There was a point in time during the season I doubted.
No, you didn't. Shut up.
3-game losing streak. I was going, what is going on? Then we went into the bye week, and I'm like, all right, there's 2 weeks to correct all these problems. Then we come out and we destroyed. Well, okay, we destroyed the Jaguars, and we also destroyed their season. Though they weren't the same team after they played us.
True.
And we went on a run. We also destroyed the Eagles. We smacked around the Cowboys.
Yikes!
Got beat by the Ravens, which was that was disappointing. I honestly think we played a very crappy game.
I think they gave us a little bit more motivation to go into the playoffs and whoop ass. I think we did. I think Green Bay.
Hey, hi Don. Good evening.
Yeah,
Tell the girls I said hi.
Hi, Don.
Thanks for watching. I appreciate you.
Uh-huh.
We got. Hey, look, there's John LaJoy. He's in the chat too. Bebop. Bebop in the chat and the stream. Look at that. But yeah, at this point, this is it.
Come to the sea now. Bad enough he's like in every other commercial now as Gronk.
Yeah, Gronk's my uncle.
Dude, honestly, Brock Purdy is the perfect guy for commercials. If you think about it, right? He's blue collar. What did he do during the bye week? He went to Arizona and he rode a combine on the farm. Okay.
Yep.
It's like he is the perfect guy for commercials. He's not.
Yes.
He's not like Baker Mayfield. Oh, I live at the stadium. And it's like those. Some of those commercials were funny though. I'll admit. Some of them really were. Peyton Manning. I'm sure we all remember him being in every other commercial there was on television, right?
Yeah.
Hey, that's the truth. He was every other commercial there was on television. It was insane.
It wasn't every other commercial. It'd be like 3 of the Progressive commercials with Brad Paisley in a row, and then it'd be his other commercial after that. It's so bad.
Well, now he's on a what? He's on with he does a commercial with Emmett Smith now. You know, it's like
The one at the
And-
bar.
you know, if someone's buying me beers at the bar, yeah, I'm gonna take it. I'm not gonna lie. You know,
Anything is better than
throwing beers around like that. You know,
You don't
safety
complain,
first,
you don't
that's kind of
complain.
dangerous.
the worst commercial that was from a Manning was the one with Eli and Victor Cruz and Terry Bradshaw with the duct tape on top of the bus.
Oh no,
that was hilarious.
it was a chip commercial.
It's like I want to go.
I hated that commercial. God, I wanted Eli Manning off my screen so fast, and it would never go away.
Oh man.
I believe that. I think
Uh-huh.
everybody does.
But yeah, you know, at this point, oh yeah, it's Pro Bowl weekend. Does anybody care?
No.
No,
That's
Of
2
course you
no's.
do,
That's
of course
probably
you
3 no's. Melissa, let me guess. That's a no.
I stayed off of X to avoid having to see anything else from this stupid thing. Like literally, I signed on the first time, and it's Jalen Hurts throwing like balls at like moving like I guess punching bags or test dummies or something weird. It's just like I don't know what the hell I was seeing, and it's like every other post is trying to say, "Look at Jalen Hurts, look at Eli Manning's squad," and it's just like, no, I need away from the Mannings, and especially Eli.
Well, you know, I look at it like maybe they should make it interesting and put like a defensive end in there running after Jalen Hurts. You know, maybe.
No.
yeah,
Okay, so that was the breaking point. That's when I stopped going online today. They were showing this clip. It must have been NFL Network, on the NFL, like all these weird ass, like like the NFL Network people kept retweeting it. It was Tyreek Hill lined up as a linebacker for some kind of weird ass like drill or event or something, and everyone was like, "Look at the cheetah play linebacker," and I was just like, "Come on, people, are you that desperate to have like clicks that you're actually sharing this?" Like, I don't care if that's
Fake
You don't have to
fake
keep posting.
narratives.
No, folks. When it comes to the flag football game, I 100% take responsibility for this. Because in 2021, I was on live stream. We were watching the Pro Bowl, and I said, "Well, why don't they just play flag football? Why do they even play the game? You know, look at what they're doing. This ain't real football."
So
I
they
know,
should
I was confused.
then
They didn't have to listen to me. They did not have to listen to me.
That makes
I
no, like, I don't
100%
know,
take
like
responsibility.
game where you said it should have been flag football. I was like so confused because every time the quarterback threw the football, I kept saying, "Is there flags on every play?" Because every time like the play stops, and then I realized they're playing a game with no tackles.
McNiner, does that mean that they should pay you because then you change the Pro Bowl to flag football and now
You know,
flag football
they,
is an Olympic
they owe me
sport?
money. They owe me money. You're not lying.
It's an Olympic sport now. They're gonna do it at the Paris Olympics.
I got one. Why don't they just let the cheerleaders do the flag football and have the football guys as cheerleaders like the Powder Puff games?
No.
That would be more funnier.
That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea.
I can see Jason
Put all
Kelsey
those
doing
ladies
it.
in like full on uniforms though, you know, like helmets, pads, all that. You know, and yeah, that would probably be more interesting than what we're currently seeing. You know, skills
At least they would get
competition.
views.
It's like the combine for professionals. You know, it's the underwear Olympics all over again, but this time it's the pros, not the college guys trying to become pros.
Mm-hmm.
So, and yeah, just in case anyone didn't know, I call the combine the underwear Olympics because
They're in spandex.
I'm one of those guys. You're running the 40? Oh yeah. Where are you running it on? Oh, number one, put them in helmets, pads, full uniform. Number two, put them in cleats and put them on grass. Now let's see him do the 40.
Not turf.
Did you see?
Not turf and running shoes.
Did you see Jerry Rice at the Senior Bowl being interviewed about his son, and he said that his son was faster on the 40, but if you put a defender on Jerry Rice right before he hit the 40, that he would have run at his top ultimate speed because he's running away from the defender.
Well,
I don't know, Jerry.
The thing about Jerry Rice is he wasn't the fastest guy on the field, but he would get up to speed so fast it's not funny, and he could turn on a dime. He could run a route and just make the defender look stupid. He was an amazing athlete. Wasn't the fastest, wasn't the biggest, but was the best, right? Kind of, That then now, does that sound familiar to anybody? He's not the biggest.
I have a feeling
he's not the fastest.
Into Brock Purdy.
He's not the strongest. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So
he's not, but he's a good football player.
Yeah,
I am glad to have him. You look at his numbers; he is one of the top quarterbacks in the league. It doesn't matter what any of those talking head clickbait, getting people say.
So
right,
every year I talk about this. Like, why is the 40-yard dash in the combine like the main attraction? And a lot of people do not know that the 40-yard dash has nothing to do with football. It just basically tells you when the ball is punted up in the air, and if you're a gunner or basically, the one who's running down, it shows how fast you are to get down to where the ball before the ball lands. And that's what the 40-yard dash is. It has nothing to do with, but a lot of scouts take it way too seriously and they say, oh, he's fast, let's draft him. It has nothing to do with football.
No, that's the reason why Juwan Jennings fell to the 7th round, because he said he had a bad 40 because he kept tripping him and psyching himself out trying to make up for his first bad run and doing worse on the second or something like that. So I don't know. I think a lot of people overrate a lot of things. I think it's gotten worse since the run thing where people bet on what Rich Eisen's time is going to be. So it is what it is.
Yeah. I know, because that's what happened with Ufunga. Like 2 or 3 years ago, I had a former 49er scout who's now with the Bills, and he scouts, the SEC teams. And I had him on. I don't know how I got him on my show. And he said that he told the Bills general manager and their scouts that Ufunga's really good, but their general manager was like, he's slow, so we don't want him. So he fell to the 5th round, I think, and the Niners picked him up. Bad mistakes for the Bills for not, because they take that 40-yard dash way too serious.
Bills also don't like young talent in their secondary. They like recycling players from other teams and keep giving these guys chances that can't stay healthy, which is probably one of their biggest Achilles heels. But we were talking about Brock Purdy, so McNeil, what do you want to share about Brock Purdy?
Well, what don't we? He's Mr. Irrelevant. He's.
I hate that
term. He's the last pick in the draft. He's not supposed to be what he is, right?
You do realize that ESPN has used that term so much recently, especially the last 4 weeks.
I absolutely hate it. That's why I'm
saying that has made me hate that more than when Stephen A. Smith used to go on the radio all the time and call Jimmy Garoppolo 4-star Jimmy.
That was the most dumbest thing.
And you know he's still doing that with Joy. Like every once in a while, when they bring up the term Jimmy Garoppolo on First Take, he still has to drop the stupid 4-star Jimmy thing. Like he will not let it go.
So I don't want to sound disrespectful, but like I don't know how people found out, because like I remember when Jimmy came to the 49ers, he went on a date with a woman. It's not a big deal, but someone found out who the woman was. And I don't want to sound disrespectful, but how do you know that woman was a you-know-what? You must have a lot of time or a lot of research to do, because that was just so dumb. Now, again, maybe I'm just a little bit harsh, but how the hell did you know? Anyway, I'll stop.
Stalker. They got too much intel.
Outlet that makes everything viral in 5 seconds and get everything wrong. Like when TMZ went and made that Taylor Swift coat thing all famous, and they completely forgot that it was Kristen Juszczyk that made it. So then everyone kept saying, "Oh, look what Nike made for Taylor Swift! Aren't they so nice?" And then Chris Sims and everybody were getting harassed because they were going off the initial report that got it wrong. So anything for clickbait, right?
Yeah, well, anything for clickbait. That's part of the problem with today's media in general.
Yeah. So
it's
So in 1937, the last pick in the draft was some guy, and the term Mr. Irrelevant was created, and the daughters who are still alive keep their father's legacy alive by basically profiting off that term. And basically the last pick in the draft, they go to some small town, and then they experience something for them to be drafted. But at the end of the day, when you're drafted either number 1 or 260, whatever, where Brock Purdy was, you're in the NFL. And so at the end of the day, you're drafted. Even if you're an undrafted free agent and the team signs you, you're in the NFL. Now you still got to work your butt off to make the roster. Like nothing is certain, to be in the NFL. Brock Purdy got his opportunity, and he basically has shown why he deserves to be in the NFL. And so when people call him Mr. Irrelevant, I really don't care, because he earned it. He's earning, his strives. And if he wins, and again, if he's lifting up that trophy, if the Niners get, and it's going to piss off so many people in the media. That's why they cannot stand that thing, because, Mr. Irrelevant, or not. That's just the sports industry. They're not supposed to pan out. 7th round, 6th round picks are not supposed to pan out in the NFL.
You know who's going to implode, though, if that happens? FS1. They have so many haters on that network, between Carton and Skip Bayless and Nick Wright. Like, they would absolutely... Colin Cowherd. LaShawn McCoy, like they would absolutely implode if that happened.
Nick Wright and Skip Bayless are both morons by my standards.
I've never liked Skip Bayless. Like, like for those who know, his whole career is hating on people, and people like that. Nick Wright is just a clown. Like, he was on he was on Damon Bruce, and I was watching that, and the guy like still thinks he's on TV. He's on a YouTube channel, and he's still spitting the nonsense. He's like, I can't believe you 49er. He said, I love San Francisco. I've been to San Francisco. Why do you guys get so little? I'm like, the guy's like unhinged. Like, wow.
Dude got a 20-0 tattoo right before the season started, thinking he was going to have the perfect season as a Chiefs fan, and they lost like 5 days after his tattoo, so...
Getting a tattoo is a curse, okay? And it is. It's a curse. I've seen many like posts on social media where they're talking about, this tattoo is, Yeah.
That's what I think of Nick Wright.
That's a good picture of him.
I know.
Yeah,
That's actually
getting a
more
tattoo.
flattering than
It's
how
just
we see him with his greasy, weaselly hair.
Yeah,
I mean,
that thing.
every year, the last couple of years, some Cowboys fan has got Super Bowl champs tattooed on them when they make the playoffs.
Mhm.
Okay, so what are you getting tattooed to cover that up? Are you going to pay for the laser surgery to remove it, which is painful?
Mhm.
So it's like either way, you just punish yourself. You
Yep.
know.
Wasted money.
I know. And that thing pissed me off. Well, how Nick Wright said that. He's like, listen, you 40, I see the chat. I know what you're trying to say. I love you guys, but you guys are so sensitive, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, you know what? I super chat. I said, dude, stop blaming us being sensitive. We're not sensitive. Like, that was a disrespectful comment that, like, oh, you think that all of us out here? No, we're not making fun of you. We're spitting facts to you. And that thing just like you could tell like that guy is also a Chiefs fan. He's not afraid to show his Chiefs fan. And again, he's a Mahomes. He has the Mahomes mountain. Like if you watch his show, Mahomes at the top and everybody else is below. That's how a clown he is.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, this week I pissed off a lot of Chiefs fans this week. But that was me having fun.
I don't know. I don't know about the Chiefs fans. You know, they're kind of they're getting arrogant these days, and just because you know you've won a couple Super Bowls the last 5 years, yeah, you also lost one.
No, you know what the worst part about the Chief fan is that they get like Cowboy crazy mixed in with Philly crazy every single time things go bad for them. So when they lose a game, when they get a single flag against their damn team. Oh, and the worst, they'll look you dead in the eye, and I literally mean to look at a camera and post it everywhere. And they will tell you to your face, as close as they can get, they don't get calls. They get held all the time. The refs are against the Chiefs and don't help out the Chiefs. They legitimately believe this batshit craziness. It's weird as hell that they literally think that the entire world is against them and that they don't get calls and they don't get helped out.
Well, you remember the flag that Mahomes threw a fit about.
Yes.
You know, their wide receiver was offsides. He lined up offsides. It's like,
yes.
I heard that he actually asked the refs, why didn't you give him a warning? Do the refs give the defensive lineman a warning? No. They just throw the flag. Why should they give your wide receiver a warning?
The part about that, though, McNider, was that he actually had the audacity to go up to, you know, when the quarterbacks are supposed to, like, shake hands or have, like, little bro hugs or whatever it is, the middle of the field after the game.
Smack their butts.
And congratulate each other or whatever. He actually goes and went up to Josh Allen, and it was mic'd, and it went viral, and it's still viral to this day.
Oh, yeah.
Where he actually goes, oh, we got robbed. That was such a BS call. I'm like, dude, he finally got a win against you. And that's the soft ass shit you're gonna go and say, knowing that you're mic'd up, because it's Josh Allen's fault that you didn't get the call, even though they clearly showed like 5 other plays in that specific game where Kadarius Stoney was like a yard or a yard and a half off the line of scrimmage. And they finally called down the last play, and because you didn't get your miracle touchdown to win the game, now you're gonna throw a hissy fit.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Yeah, all right. Brian's making a point, and in his defense, it was a good play. It was a well designed play, but at the same time, the rules are the rules, and it doesn't matter who you are. If you're the almighty Chiefs, it doesn't matter who you are. You have to follow them. You know, because you're used to getting calls and used to games going in your favor, doesn't mean they're all going to happen that way.
Speaking of trick plays like that, I have a question for all of you. We all been talking about who might get a turnover on Patrick, but if we were to see the Niners pull one of those trick plays where we have a non-QB throw to another non-QB, who do you think it's going to be?
I think it's going to be CMC to Debo.
Okay.
Yeah, same here. Because CMC does have a good arm.
And he played quarterback. I can't remember on what level. Maybe someone else does.
High school.
Okay.
But he did say
it's going to be the opposite of the Triple Crown game. You think it's going to be Christian throwing to Debo?
Yeah.
I really think it'll be Christian to Debo.
Or we could see Christian passing to Brock Purdy for a run too.
Hey, Brock Purdy's got some wheels.
Too.
He's got some wheels. He flashed it this last game.
Yep.
He does. He can take off. He can squirt on out of there and scramble those short legs really fast down the field. Again, I'm trolling the talking heads when I say that stuff, folks. I hope you know that.
I know. I'm a college football fan, and if Brock was in Ohio State or Clemson, Alabama, Michigan, USC, the big programs, they would have put him in like the first round. But because he went to Iowa State, and Iowa State is in the Big 12, and that school is not considered a powerhouse, that they're known as a mid-major. But when he elevated the program, and the scouts were like, well, that's Iowa State. This is the thing why I do not like Mel Kiper. And it's so sad that he didn't even have him being drafted in, his, mock board. So, and he's showing it that he was a much better quarterback than most people thought in college football because the bias, 6'4", 225 is your prototypical NFL quarterback. But there have been a lot of 6'4" quarterbacks, 225 that have been bust. So
the thing about ESPN though, and I've noticed this a lot lately, is they were already SEC bias. So that's the Bama conference. And it's only got worse now that they had the partnership with them. And so you remember this entire time when Harbaugh was being investigated for all the crud that was going on with Michigan, the entire network would shit on Harbaugh and Michigan, saying they didn't deserve to play in the playoffs. They should be banned from the playoffs for infinite. Like, everyone kept going with these wild psycho takes. And it was all because they wanted Bama to be in the playoffs. And then, of course, Bama loses in the playoffs. But I genuinely believe that they have a bias towards certain teams and certain organizations. So I think they discredit everyone who doesn't fit within that perimeter, because if Mac Jones went to any other school but Alabama, you would not have heard him going at 1 or 2 or 3 or saying that he was going to be the best quarterback in that entire group. But because he was under Nick Saban, who they all call the godfather of college football, like, it's so crazy the way that these people just like hold to their beliefs, and that ESPN makes these people into like these god characters, and like nobody ever questions their opinion, and that's exactly what it is, and it's opinion.
Well, yeah, I don't. When it comes down to it, the draft process, all the scouts, nobody is always right. And I got to shout out Mel Kiper, because this guy's seems to be wrong more often than he's right. And he's been doing this a long time. How can you possibly get so many guys right? Jamarcus Russell is going to be the next star in the league. Well, okay, what happened to that? It's if he goes, oh, this guy's going to be really good. Most of the time, I'm going, please don't draft him, 49ers. And we're a long way off season talk. We won't be bringing anything up, tonight, because we're not there yet. We're not there yet. we're still in it. We got a game to play. I'm excited. You know, a lot of folks are nervous. I'm excited because this team's resilient. This team's got grit. This team's not going down, not going out like that. And could this be the team that wins it all? Hell yes. Hell yes, it could. And you know, our defense, no, they haven't been the best this year. And yeah, it could be Steve Wilkes kind of, you know, doesn't know the players, doesn't necessarily know the system that great. He came in, actually really helped our defensive backs. Let's be honest there. This is the best defensive backs play I've seen since Kyle Shanahan started. But, you know, at this point, teams are running on us. And we did get Armstead back. Second half of the Detroit Lions game, they had issues running the ball. So, obviously, Steve Wilkes figured it out. And hopefully, against the Chiefs, we also, you know, stifle their run game because Pacheco is a good running back, right? He really is. He's a good running back. Mm-hmm. So we got to stifle their run game, cover Rashid Rice, and, you know, put the pressure on Kelsey and Mahomes. Kelsey's not – he played well, you know, in the AFC there, yeah. But he's not the player he was 3-4 years ago. He's not. And, you know, our linebackers, I actually, you know, Fred Warner does have coverage skills. So does Greenlaw. So I do. And I'm hoping we play more man than zone in this game. Because when playing man, I like our defensive backs when we're playing man. I do. I like them being up on the line of scrimmage. I like them jamming the receiver, getting in their face. And, you know, when you're playing man, you don't have those big holes in the soft zone. Ambry Thomas, yeah, honestly, I think he's better if he plays every week. Mm-hmm. You know, you give him a couple weeks off, he comes back, he's rusty.
Yep.
We'll see what happens in this next game because right now he was limited in practice with an ankle sprain from what I saw. But there's still a week left, right?
Yeah, and plus he's not in the lineup right now.
Interesting to see who they actually insert there because we haven't seen much of Womack this season.
No.
We got Luter Jr. on the bench. Please, God, don't play Oliver. Please don't.
You put in Logan
unless you're putting him in at like linebacker 3 because he does play the run, you know, and can tackle. But please don't play Oliver.
In the nickel, they have Thomas, and basic, they do not. PFF gives me the information.
Oh, wow.
I got it on my tablet.
Yeah, well, right now, it's just it's hard to say who's actually going to be, you know, playing. Like Lenore's going to obviously move inside to the nickel, but who's going to be playing the boundary?
Oh yeah,
and maybe Oliver's a better boundary corner than he is a nickel. Who knows? But at this point, I just don't want to see the guy in the game. You know, he got burned that first half of the season. He got cooked. So, and a good point's being made here. Do need to see Robert Bill Jr. in the rotation. Yes.
He is in the rotation. He's number 2 behind Jace Young in the lineup for the Super Bowl.
Well, when it comes to pass rushing, something I haven't seen. I mean, it seems like we're rotating 5 interior linemen, and okay, that's all good. Keep those guys fresh. Where's the NASCAR package? I call it the Corvette package. Where's this?
Oh yeah.
Where's when we bring in an edge on strictly a pass rushing down and let him rush from the inside? Where's that? That was incredibly. It's been incredibly productive under D'Amico Ryans and Robert Saleh. Mm-hmm. We get sacks off of that, and yeah, we have Hargrave and Armstead in the middle, sure, but when you're resting those guys, what's wrong with bringing in a defensive end to rush from the inside?
Yep.
Because Sebastian Joseph Day, Kinlaw, he has stepped up. He's in a contract year. Let's be honest here. He's got no choice but to step up. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And Givens is average. He shows flashes every now and again, but he's average. Kalia Davis is a guy we haven't seen a lot of. But, yeah, and Sebastian Joseph Day, he's new enough to the squad where there was a player, too, where it kind of – he's looking around like, what do I do? We're in the playoffs. We don't really need that right now. We need a guy that knows what he does, and he's a veteran. So having him around is pretty good. But why rotate 5 interior? Why have 5 interior linemen active? But we don't have that. We don't have a bowling ball. Hargrave, he's a good pass rusher. He's not necessarily the best against the run. And we need a bowling ball. We need a guy like DJ Jones who can stand his ground and keep that hole from opening up. I honestly would like to see a 6'3" 340 pounder in there. A guy that has, a good quick couple steps. Doesn't have to be the fastest guy in the league. You look at what he's doing, right? So let's get a guy that can stand his ground, not let the hole open up, and eat an offensive lineman or two, so the linebacker can do their job. Hey, it's that's the whole point of having a big guy that has some quick first steps in there is to eat. You're going to have to double team him, or he's going to blow that. Whoever's trying to get him single, he's going to blow that guy away. And get in the quarterback's face and maybe force the quarterback into one of our defensive ends or the other tackle. You never know.
Oh, yeah.
But we do. We need a nose tackle in there. And I was saying that – I was talking about that last offseason before the draft. Like, I even had 3-4 guys scouted out that we could have got really late in the draft. And they were all that type. Thick. They got that quick first step, a quick burst going on. They're not gonna run down the field and catch someone from behind, but that's not their job. Mm-hmm. Their job is to get pressure, stop the run. Sometimes their job is just to hold their ground, not get pushed around. And at this point, we need to play the run. Our defense does not need to come out on their heels again and let the other team score points. Because you let Mahomes get a lead, are you actually going to be able to come back on him? Because he ain't Jared Goff. He ain't a young, inexperienced Jordan Love. He's a veteran now. He's been in the league long enough. He's been in the play. He's won some series, a lot of playoff games. Mm-hmm. And we've also won a lot of playoff games. We've been battle tested. This is it. This is time. It's time to win the Super Bowl right here, right now.
Oh, yeah.
And if it happens, I am 100% flying out, driving out. Either way, I'm coming out. I'm going to be at the parade. I'm going to do some recording with my phone, so I can make a video and show the Rams fans what a real parade looks like. But we got to win it first.
Oh, yeah.
A parade ain't a group of people watching the garbage truck go by. That's what the Rams had going on there. But Yeah, we're gonna. Their offensive line. I think. I mean, right now the Chiefs are actually dealing with injuries. They did sign Charles Omenihu, and he has been their best edge all year long. At this point, he's out.
Yeah.
He's not. He's done for the season. He's not playing. I was reading something about the offensive lineman. Offensive lineman that's injured for the Chiefs too. I don't know. I didn't read much into it yet because we still got next week.
Yeah.
So after late next week is when I'm going to be looking at all that. Right.
Mm-hmm.
The ones I noticed were Chris Jones and Pacheco are also dealing with the lingering issues that are flaring up.
Chris Jones, that's interesting because I wouldn't mind seeing him not play. No, he's playing.
No, I'm not saying they're not going to play.
He's their best defensive lineman by far.
I noticed that him and Pacheco were both on their injured list, and they were both dealing with flared up injuries. So
technically, right now, 49ers have nobody injured. If you guys like to know that,
we both know
because I'm looking at it right now.
Now who? Pacheco was injured?
Yeah, they said Pacheco was dealing with a toe or something. I don't know. He had some weird ass lingering issue after the Ravens game. I'm not saying they're gonna miss the game. It's just I remember that right after the AFC Championship game, I was reading that.
Yeah, it's it ought to be interesting. I actually sent the link to Little Sponge. He's not hopping on though. I don't know why not, but it's cool.
Probably because he hopped on my show and he got too tired and he's probably sleeping.
Oh, he's already been on YouTube for a while.
All right, Melissa?
Yeah, I gotta. The one thing with him I gotta work on is letting everyone speak, and then we gotta let him speak, and then it's one of those things. We gotta be more organized when he's on because the whole talking over people and stuff. Let everybody have their turn, right? Yo, yep. Bebop, are you still there? You haven't been here for a minute. Hopefully he's all right.
Bebop, I see you little whips and chains in the background.
Wow, you.
But yeah, it's this is it. This is the Super Bowl, and I remember, what was it? Was it on Wednesday's stream we were doing Yes, on Wednesday's stream, Gammon was actually asking a question, and it was one of those questions you could argue either way, but the 2019 Chiefs team versus this Chiefs team, and they're different teams.
Now he was comparing the 2019 Niners team versus this Niners team.
That too. That's another one. But they are different teams. I don't think this Chiefs team is as good as the 2019 team. That's my opinion. And when it comes to the Niners, I honestly think we have a better team this year than we did in 2019, especially at the quarterback position. Because, we didn't have a playoff game where he only threw 8 times. Y'all remember that game in Green Bay, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, James Richard Garoppolo, who I try not to get his name in my mouth. I'm not gonna be I'm not lying to you folks. He threw 8 times.
Mm-hmm.
And we still won the game because Raheem Mostert went off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just one of those things. We've been held back by the quarterback position for a while. And now we have a quarterback. He's not afraid to throw to the boundary. He's not afraid to throw into a tight window. He'll throw a 50-50 ball up, trusting his wide receiver to knock it away if the defensive back's going to get it. He'll throw it off a defender's face mask to Ayuk. Oh, I'm sorry. When I was watching the game and I saw that, I was dying laughing. I was dying laughing because the defensive back, he looks back, gets his hands up, but it's like he looked back just in the right time for it to bounce off his face mask to Ayuk. I mean, it was perfect. And I actually have a saved thumbnail of that play right now. So I'll probably use that one. Now I'm actually struggling because it's like, next week we still got next week.
Yep.
But I have the Juwan Jennings 3rd and 4 catch where he did the one-handed, Brock Purdy threw across his body, and he did the one-handed grab. I have a picture of that.
Nice.
And I have a picture of the Ayuk catch. The thumbnail for this stream was the Tayshaun Gibson fumble strip.
I love that Drake Greenlaw the entire time that they were like coming onto the field to celebrate. He kept saying that I felt like I was the one that got knocked it out, and him and Gibson standing with their sons were like fighting over who actually got the ball out.
Well, I'll tell you what. I watched the all 22, and the condensed replay. The not sponsored YouTube. I have NFL Plus. And straight up, Gibson came around and hit the ball, pulled on his arm.
Greenlaw did it in the moment. I thought he had, but I thought that was hilarious that they were having like that little like friendly banter and competition, even like while all the confetti is falling down. Their sons are talking to each other, just like. Greenlaw doesn't know how to turn it off. He really doesn't.
Dude, I actually like the all 22 because it shows you the play twice from different angles. Mm-hmm. And there are things you can see and catch that you didn't see when you were watching the game. I really do. It's essentially what the coaches use.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, rewatch the game a couple times in case I missed something, or in case there's something I didn't catch. Because I do see things that during the game happen, and it's like, hold on a second, like this guy missed his block. He was supposed to block this guy. Somehow the play still worked out. It's just one of those things that, like Feliciano, I should have. Oh, you know what I should have made a thumbnail out of? Feliciano picking up Purdy after he scrambles. Picked him up out of the pile. Like, nope, my QB. I should have got that. I should have got that.
That was when Branch tried to stomp Purdy's knees and then tried stomping his ribs, and Feliciano's like, "Fuck you, dude! I'm gonna lift my quarterback a foot and a half off the ground as I'm taking his hand and helping him off the ground." I lost so much respect for Branch after that. Like, is this just like a Lions thing? Like,
honestly,
the second you get down, like you have to start trying to curb stomp people. Like, is it like the ghost of Ndamukong Suh is like possessing these kids to like curb stomp people?
Yeah, I had to. A lot of people were talking about the dirty play of the Detroit Lions in the previous games, and I was watching it, and Gardner Johnson has to go up and hit Debo on the side, blindside him when he's not looking.
CJ Gardner Johnson has had a hard on for the Niners ever since George Kittle took him and two other freaking Saints for a joyride on 4th and 2. Okay, he's been upset, and he's too scared to pick a fight with Kittle because he knows Kittle will take him for a ride for over like 13 yards and not even care if he's getting his face mask yanked. So of course he went after Debo, and Debo's a hothead. I mean, that was like the huge story going into the Cleveland game that you mentioned. Like, you remember Debo was getting in the face of Miles Garrett and all the defenders on the Cleveland Browns and picking fights and everything else, and it was Trent Williams that had to come out and protect him because Debo kept starting fights. Like, of course, and then Debo was picking fights not only with him, but he was picking fights with Bradbury, and he was picking fights with everybody this offseason.
Well, Gardner Johnson also started some stuff with Debo, on Twitter, and it was like, we ain't even playing you yet. Like, why are you talking?
Yeah, but there's the thing though. Like, the Eagle players were calling out Jawan Jennings, calling him a trash man's tight end, and like he should change over to tight end because he has no hands, he has no speed, and he can't play receiver. And Jawan Jennings had a nice touchdown, but he didn't make it personal. Like, there's just something about Debo where he just like it sometimes works in his benefit and sometimes it doesn't.
Well, when Debo talks, though, he backs it up. Mm-hmm. So I really don't mind Debo talking. I really don't, because if he talks, like in the last off season, he called the Bradbury trash. He was saying we would have beat the Eagles with it. He talked the talk, and we went in week 13 and walked the walk.
I think he just like Debo because he is constantly stuck it to Aaron Donald with that whole Debo who thing from the presser that went crazy.
I remember that when Aaron Donald went, "Who's that?" It's like, man, that's a good way to get your defensive backs ran over, But
the best part
we're talking about Gardner Johnson though. At halftime, he's like, nah, smiling at the crowd and waving. Why are you celebrating, dude?
He was doing that at 20-7, so that was before it went to 24-7. And he was like this, like with his little queenly wave at the crowd saying bye bye.
Man. Yeah, that's something that you just don't do. Because when it comes down to it.
Yeah, but think about it. That's happened a lot to the Niners. Like, you remember week 18, 2021 to get into the playoffs? Sean McVay stormed the field after the touchdown right before half and started celebrating with his team like they were going to knock the Niners out of the playoffs. Then we came back and had that overtime victory. And Ambry Thomas picked off Odell Beckham Jr.'s route to end the game. Like, teams celebrate early. That's just what they do.
Yeah, and that's not the thing to do against us, especially when there's a whole half to play. It's just, you don't do that. I honestly expect a hard-fought game. I believe I made a score prediction. It was like, what was it, 27? I have it written down somewhere. Up there.
24-21 was your score prediction.
I'm honestly thinking it's going to be one of those grind-out games. Yes, that was my score prediction.
24-21. I remember it because I thought it was going to be 28-21, and I said we almost have the same identical score.
Yep. But it is. It's going to be one of those grind-out games that's not going to be easy to win. Yeah, it's actually past 11 o'clock here. I've had a long week. Thinking about probably ending in about 5 minutes. So if you guys have anything you would like to talk about, now's the time.
All right. Hey, I got one thing to let you guys know. Puka is a 49er fan.
Puka Nakua?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
I have it on my cell phone, but I can't. I don't want to show it because it's basically a video.
Oh, okay.
Did he say
Yeah.
he was a 49er fan, or did he say he was a Fred Warner fan? Because that's what Fred Warner has been saying all along on his podcast with his wife, Sydney Warner. He's a Puka Nakua fan because they both went to BYU.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Yeah, they both went to the enemy. Oh, I'm a Utah Utes fan, so that's the enemy, BYU. Yeah. In case you
David,
didn't know,
I just
You don't
said
like
it's called
the
the Holy
Steve
War.
Young legacy in the Brigham Young University?
Yep.
But, well, it's called the Holy War when it comes to the Utes versus the Cougars.
No, isn't
That's
it
what it's called here. It's called the Holy War.
Isn't it called something else?
Nope.
Oh, I thought you said that. There was
We did have a fan pour beer on one Zach Wilson's mom at one point.
Oh wow!
You know, things get heated. Things get heated. You know,
College football.
She was talking some serious shit though. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
The person was justified doing what they did.
Should have been talking shit.
That's exactly it.
Oh man. Yeah, great show. Great show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's a Friday night. I've had a long week. I need to hit the sack. You know, rest up.
Okay.
I got 49ers. I got coffee talk with Bryant Culp tomorrow. And believe it or not, I think let me confirm what day he's coming on. We got Paul Hope.
Oh wow.
We got Paul Hope from the United Kingdom 49ers. He's coming on, going to be hopping on with us.
Which day?
And I'm not sure if it's I'm not sure. Oh, Saturday morning. So tomorrow morning, folks. I believe it's 9:05 Pacific Standard Time. Paul Hope is going to be hopping on Coffee Talk with me and Brian.
Nice.
So pull up to the Brian Culp YouTube channel, please.
So jealous. I have not talked to Paul in forever.
I can't wait. It'll be the first time I hopped on with the guy. I met Lee Gowan when I was out there for the Giants game. Met him in person.
Paul is one of
I haven't had a chance to meet Paul Hope, so this is going to be
most
awesome.
fun people to talk to. His daughter is just one of the sweetest people ever. And the funniest part is that they went like infamously famous because they had this big watch party. I think it was in Leeds. I could get this wrong. They had this big first watch party, right? Because they banded together and they were all Niner fans. And the funny part was they all bought 85 jerseys, thinking they were going to all be original. And there was like 15 different guys all there with George Kittle jerseys. So they started the Club 85, and then they adopted Fred Warner's Club 97, and then they have the Sam Womack tribe, because I think Lee called that pick on the draft thing or something like that. So
we got David Corona popping in.
And we got Levi in the chat again.
Hey, Levi, what's good, buddy?
Ew.
What is this?
Burn it!
What the hell?
Burn it!
What's going on, guys? How's it going?
David Corona. David
Corona. Joe.
That was a good one.
How you guys doing tonight?
Doing
Good, Joe.
good.
How about you, buddy?
Oh, awesome. It's been a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
long time, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, what were your
Yeah.
thoughts on the enemy making the Super Bowl?
Pissed?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I heard from a little birdie you're a Niner fan for this week.
He has a Mahomes jersey, so I don't know about that.
Just messing around.
Boy, I can't wait to order my Joe Montana number 19 jersey after this game.
Shout out.
Oh.
Do you seriously have one?
Have what?
Joe Montana 19 Kansas City Chiefs jersey?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I'll tell you what, if they win, I might just to kind of, greatest quarterback of all time, greatest team of all time, number 19, Joe Montana. What's up, Brian?
Popping in.
I heard some great quarterback talk, so I wanted to pop in.
Yeah. Greatest of all time.
So we're going to keep it going?
Yeah. He's
I guess we'll keep it going for
a minute.
Oh, were you guys about to log off? I'm sorry.
Well, I'm tired. I'm tired. We've been going for an hour, but it's cool.
That's my bad.
No worries.
Hey, Brian, have fun talking to Paul.
Oh, man, that's going to be so much fun tomorrow, Melissa. That's going to be a lot of fun. I like Paul. Paul's a good guy. Real good guy.
Hey, Brian, I like your jersey in the back.
Yep.
Joe should like it too.
That guy right there.
Yeah. You know you like him, Joe. He was a Seahawk.
Yeah, Joe, what are your thoughts, Joe?
It was
honestly. So I knew, obviously I studied this guy, not really studied, but I've watched him grow up, right? First 7 years of his career were here. Can you guys tell me his nickname? The locker room called him
Richard Sherman's?
Yep. Do you guys know his nickname? Anybody?
I know what they called him here, and they called him Uncle Sherm.
Yeah. He was a little too young to be an uncle at this point. This is like 2011, 2012.
I also know that he gave himself the stupid nickname of Optimus Prime because he thought he was going to take on Megatron.
I'm not saying the nickname he gave himself.
I have no idea.
No clue, bud.
Ringworm Sherm, because it was so fucking small.
Wow.
I think I've heard that. I'm not positive, but I think I heard something like that.
Yeah, so that's what everybody used to call him because he'd do this stupid dance in the locker room. And they said he looked like a ringworm because he's so fucking long and lanky. So they call him Ringworm Sherm.
Well, yeah, I thought it was appropriate to put the Sherman jersey up. The other night we had a great topic, a great debate, we could call it like that, and whether Sherman would be a good fit for this Super Bowl roster or who I thought was better. And I just thought, hey, I got that jersey. I'm going to pull it out. And actually, that was a gift from my uncle, a Packer fan. The 25th is the day me and Tony got married. So he got us 2 number 25 jerseys when Sherman got sent to us or signed by us. So it was really cool. Probably the best jersey I have in my house. That's probably like the most expensive one right there. That one's got like the stitched on numbers and everything. It's really nice. So I liked him on our team for a long time, but everybody's correct. He got a little older and injuries caught up with him. But
the Shermanator.
Still up there. He still got it up there.
Yeah. I remember his first game. It was 2011 against the Bengals. and Marcus Trufant got hurt, so Sherman got to step in and get a start. That was his first start, and that was the first game where the whole Legion of Boom was in the game. It was October 2011 against the Bengals, and the Bengals kicked the shit out of us, but Sherm tipped a pass up to Cam Chancellor, got an interception. Yeah, that's back when we used to call him the Shermanator. that was before the Legion of Boom was even a name. So
I mean, that was before he went up into Tom Brady's face and he kept screaming in his face, "You mad, bro?"
yeah, that would have been a year before that happened. Yep. So 2011.
The Seahawks have a couple of memorable moments with the Packers. They had the game with Hasselback, with the coin
Don't
flip.
mention the Hail Mary.
Oh man,
You know,
the ref game.
Yeah, when the
That-
overtime coin
That play
toss.
in my household will start a world war.
Matt Flynn. All we need is Flynn, and we can win.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a long history with the Packers, especially because we took their head coach. Holmgren left Green Bay to come to Seattle, and then
Did he leave? Did he leave willingly, or did they fire him?
oh, they tried to get him back. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no, they were trying to get him, but Seattle offered him the role of the general manager and the head coach, and that's why he came here and left Green Bay. He won the Super Bowl 4 years before he left Green Bay for us, so it's not like he got fired. They named a street after him, and then he left.
They do that for everybody who wins the Super Bowl in Green Bay.
But yeah, so I went to he came here. There was the Al Harris game, which was the 2003 wild card game. We want the ball, we're gonna score. The Hail Mary game was an awesome one. The snow game in 2006, Monday night game. People forget too, the Hail Mary game. It was a Monday night football game, week fucking 4 of the NFL. It did not matter. It did not matter whatsoever. They just like to cry about that. The NFC Championship game in 2014, that was a huge one. And yeah, so they haven't beat us in Seattle since 2008. We haven't beat them in Green Bay since 1999. So it's been a kind of whoever's at home wins that game.
Interesting. So the crowd has a whole lot to do with that environment. You need a 12th man to kind of win it for you. Interesting.
Yeah, and they need the cheeseheads. They need the cheeseheads to win it for them.
Well, it's funny because they used to have number 12. So that's funny.
Yeah, he never won a game in Seattle.
So
my favorite Seahawk memory was that has nothing to do with the Niners was when Wayne Gallman went to the Seattle Seahawks home field and ran all over them during COVID.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a bad year. Life.
So I have a question for Joe. It has nothing to do with the Niners or Seahawks, but how do you feel for next season for your college football team?
Oh, they're like a nine-win team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, got a pretty decent head coach. Poached him from Arizona. Will Rogers is staying. Problem is most of our players left for the draft. So, but that'll happen. That'll happen when you have an awesome college football team, right? So, yeah.
Are there any players that the Niners should look at your school besides Penix?
Oh, yeah.
There's a ton.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Penix is probably the 4th highest rated Husky going into the draft. I mean, that's behind Odunze. That's behind Troy Fatanu. And some would argue it's behind Jalen Polk. I mean, they have 3 NFL receivers on the roster last year. A solid left tackle that's probably going to play guard because he's short. Not to mention, underrated players like Alfonso Tupatala. He'll be a decent linebacker in the NFL. Braylon Trice too. He's now I'd argue so. Braylon Trice has a first-round grade on him, but just from watching the Huskies all season, I'd argue that ZTF Zion Tuli Fatanu. Sorry, I just know him as ZTF. I'd argue that he's better. He reminds me a lot of a Cliff Averill type. ZTF does. But yeah, if you want like the big physical, it kind of looks like Chase Young. You go Braylon Trice off the edge.
Nice.
We don't really call him Chase Young anymore. We like to call him Jog Young.
What?
Yeah, he doesn't really chase anybody on the field, so we've been thinking we should probably change his name to Jog Young.
I told you guys. I don't know if you remember. I told you guys as soon as this was months ago now. This is back when I was on the show all the time. When you guys said that you traded for Chase Young, or obviously the news came out, and I was going, I don't know. It kind of reminds me a lot of Clowney. Chase Young always just parallels of Clowney, right? And when you say, yeah, we had the same problem with Clowney, it was like he only gave a shit half the time.
Yeah. He won't be on the team next year unless he has some miracle performance this game. He's okay.
Not only that, money wise, I mean, how do you sign him? Because somebody's gonna pay him a lot of money, I think.
Yep.
Well, who wants to pay him if he's only gonna play like half the play? If
because teams that were willing to pay Clowney for a year are the same teams that are going to pay Chase Young, right? They're going to see this guy and he's a physical freak and he has all the measurables, right? Everything.
They're going to sign him because he has cool hair. Let's be honest.
Yeah, the hair too. the hair too. But
that was like the deal breaker because he's got the gold hair and it looks really good with our red jersey. I really think that's why we went after him because there was other guys. There was definitely other guys. We shot our shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
yeah, I mean,
wouldn't Chase Young be faster if he cut it down to this? Drop some weight.
Probably.
Yeah, look at Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas cut his hair and. I'd argue that he was better with a buzz cut than with dreads. Looked a lot cooler with dreads, though. But yeah, no, Brian. Somebody's gonna see the his measurables, and they're gonna be like, I mean, look at why the 49ers traded for him. Nobody else offered higher than a 3rd-round pick for him.
It was almost like we were getting him for free.
Mm-hmm.
Well, everybody was like, I'm sorry to say it, but if somebody would have offered more than a 3rd-round pick, they would have took it. It's not like they just wanted to trade him to the 49ers because it's the 49ers.
And another reason I think he would go somewhere else is because if he goes somewhere else, I think we get our 3rd-round pick back.
Maybe. Yeah. It depends on the price of his contract. Levi was saying in the chat, worst case, you get a 5th, best case, a 3rd. So, yeah, it's just a comp pick, But
I'd take a 5th because of our history with the 5th round.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, something about that number 5 with the 49ers.
Yeah, Jeff Garcia.
That's Randy Gregory right now.
Yep.
So
how's Randy Gregory working out for you guys, by the way?
Is Jamal Adams retiring?
No, he's going to get cut. Maybe he retires. Fuck it. I'd love for him to never step foot on a football field again. I don't think he deserves it.
I don't like Jamal Adams.
So, yeah.
I don't know. I think he's a good guy.
No, you don't. Brian, don't say that like you don't think he's a good guy.
Uh-oh.
Hey, he'd be a good linebacker. He's just not a good safety.
No, he wouldn't be good at linebacker. That's the fucking issue, you guys. That is the fucking problem. That is the issue, is that everybody's like, oh, you make a great linebacker. Well, you didn't watch him last season. You didn't see his complete inability to tackle, but I'm sorry, your goal as a linebacker, number one, make the tackle. Number two, cover, right? He can't tackle. He also can't cover. So, yeah, I'm out on
it. Is he fast or something? I mean, like...
No, he brings energy. Go ahead. Put him on your team. See how you guys do.
So he's got nothing, pretty much.
Yeah, but you Seahawks like getting all those old Jet players that are knuckleheads that just come to your organization for money.
Like who?
What was it? A couple years ago, you got two of them at once. I forget their names. One was the lineman, and I forget what the other one was.
Sheldon Richardson came here for a year.
Was it Anthony Bennett? Was he the one that came?
I don't know.
Sheldon
Richardson. They were cleaning house for a while.
Bennett?
No, Michael Bennett came from the Buccaneers.
Okay.
And then he played with us from 2013 through 2017.
I think isn't that the defensive lineman that came from the Giants this year?
Yes.
That Leonard Williams is from the Giants.
Yeah, that's. We'll see. We'll see what they do with Leonard Williams. I mean, you traded him a second-round pick for him. It's kind of what you guys did for Chase Young, right? But we're not in the same situation as you guys. I mean, look at the facts though. We were 5-2 when we traded for him, right? Looking real good. You finished 9-8. It doesn't look that great. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I think Leonard Williams will play a big part next season. So
do you think Mike McDonald's gonna have DK Metcalf finally grow up and stop being such an idiot, hitting people in the back after plays?
What do you mean?
DK Metcalf knocking like Packer players over, Ram players over, like a Pillow Witherspoon this year. After
Melissa, I'm sorry. I know you like to poke at me a little bit, but I think for one, some of those fights he didn't start. Like
it's like a legitimate question because.
Yeah, no, I get it, but
he could be a good receiver. I just think that Pete Carroll indulges your players too often to let them be knuckleheads and.
Well, I'd argue with the fact that Fred Warner started that fight with DK. Fred Warner pushed his head down to the ground. So if you're talking about that one, for sure, I'd expect him to react the exact same way. If
I brought up two teams that had nothing to do with my team.
If we're talking about the Rams situation, if we're talking about the Bengals game situation.
I brought up the Packers one where he got ejected and then he snuck into the huddle the very next play thinking that he could get away with it.
Well, that was 2 years ago. Actually, 3 years ago at this point. That was 2021. So, I mean, wow. I don't think he's done that ever since.
Okay,
I did not make that about the Niners, by the way.
Yep, DK is DK. I mean, you know, right? So, I would have to just really say, we're probably, this is history, guys. The making, this is a Super Bowl rematch. This is the opportunity to take the Raiders Stadium from them for life. If we win, we can always claim that as our next stadium. The Chiefs try to do that as well, so it's neat. But yeah, go ahead, Joe.
The first half of that Lions game, when you could just hear the crowd screaming Jared Goff, I almost texted you guys, but I knew in my head, I was like, I'm not gonna fucking jinx this thing, right? I'm not. I'm gonna let the Lions just win this game. I should just fucking did it because now I sound stupid saying it because you guys won. But I was gonna text you guys, how's Ford Field South doing? Because that's what it seemed like. I mean, you just heard Jared Goff, and I was like, fuck yes, dude, let's do it. I was so happy, and then I got my soul crushed at the end. But
yo.
What was that?
Did I just hear Spongy?
That was my phone. Sorry about that.
That did sound sponge. That sounded like
it was Spongy. And I was like, no,
okay.
get it out. I don't want to jinx us.
Oh, hold on. We got someone else down here.
Oh, no.
I need to pay attention. Pterodome, what's good?
Hey, Pterodome.
What's going on? I thought it was a Spongy sighting. Spongy
it was on my phone.
all we need is a little Spongy and
A
minor
little?
niner.
A little spongy.
Well, believe it or not, we got Bebop, but he left his chair a long time ago, hasn't been back, so I'm kind of worried that he forgot that he's on. So it's like, just in case he walks by the camera in an inappropriate manner, I'm putting him backstage.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
Hey, clean it up a little bit there. Bebop.
Yeah, that. Never mind.
Hey, so do you know anything about how the Fan of the Year works? Because I noticed Norbcam got nominated up there in Seattle, and I seen that Tom Grossi got nominated for Packers. I don't know who the Niners Fan of the Year is, but I know that it sounds like anybody can write anybody in and be nominated. You just got to get enough nominations.
I actually heard it was Minor Niner Jeff. He'll be representing the 49ers as Fan of the Year. And I heard he got a few votes. Ended up finishing fourth. He was kind of claiming a recount a little bit for Fan of the Year voting, saying that he would not concede. I heard that there was possibly
the steal.
I heard there was a possible storming of the NFL headquarters there in New York. But I think Minor Niner was your guys' representative, and
I'm gonna look it up now. You gotta be going now.
It was. He was gonna give Roger Goodell a shave with one of his knives.
Oh my goodness! Well, no. Keep in mind, there's actually a Minor Niner channel, and it's nothing to do with him.
With Jeff?
It's been around for a while.
Okay. Well, sorry, Minor Niner Jeff.
There you go.
Hefe, Minor Niner Hefe. He has a hatchet. Ask him to show you.
Lives somewhere in New York. Israel.
Yeah.
So that was my question I was going to ask. The real question of the evening is how's Geno Smith doing, and when's the jersey coming?
Oh fuck, dude! I don't know if the jersey's coming. I might be sending. For the 49ers jersey for Corona.
Yeah, because it doesn't seem like he's going to be getting a tattoo anytime soon.
No, it doesn't seem like it. Do you think he's watching this show or no?
He might be sleeping.
Well, if you think he's watching, I'm not going to fucking say what I'm going to
do. He'll get word. He'll get word.
Yeah. Yep.
Don't worry, I won't say nothing.
You put it in the private chat.
Say it.
Hey, we got
got
another content creator on.
That's right. He's up and about. So
Boy, Tony looks small.
Oh, that's not Tony. This is a future kicker. This is Murphy. Murph Magic.
Oh my God, he looks just like Tony. I thought that was Tony.
Maybe it's like the red hair or something. I'm not sure. He's got some kind of fringe.
So here's the deal, guys. I am sending Corona a jersey no matter what. And I'm not going to put 13 on it with his last name. I will put 13 on it with Purdy on the back. But I think it's pretty lame to put 13 with his last name on the back. So I'm probably just going to send him a Brock Purdy jersey this offseason at some point. I think that's the plan. Like I said, so.
Why don't you send him a pink one?
Because I'm not a douchebag, John.
It still would be funny.
Yeah, it would be great, but
that'd be pretty douchey.
Yeah, we want the black 13, you know, so a black Purdy 13 would be kind of cool. I don't know if they'll ever wear the black jerseys again. I'm not a big fan of those, but some people like them.
They gotta have it. They gotta have at least.
Brian, I forgot. Uniform guy.
Black alternate jerseys, those things were so fire. With the nice dark red with the gold around the numbers. And then
The older ones were really, really cool, but
and the Super Bowl patches on them.
Yeah.
So during the years that we were actually wearing those jerseys, I want to say it was 97 to 2003 or 2005, the dark burgundy jerseys. I hated those jerseys so bad, but now that we don't wear them, I'm like, I like those jerseys. Bring them back. Everybody wants to bring them back, but during the time we were wearing those, I was like, I want the red and white jersey or throwbacks. You know, I want to go back to that because it seemed like after '95, when we changed our logo a little bit, we changed the color of our jerseys a little bit. It just seemed like everything just started slipping away. And I know everybody likes the red throwbacks, the '94 throwbacks and stuff, but I don't know. Those are the ones right there. The red and white jerseys. Those are when we're wearing the gold pants, the gold helmet. That's 49er uniform to me. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Call me old fashioned.
You guys sucked from
2016.
Oh, go ahead.
Black jerseys with fire hydrant red numbers that they wore during the Vikings game.
Let me run and get one of mine. Hold on a sec. Stop camera.
So what do you mean to y'all?
Pardon? I don't know what's going on. But no, you guys...
Joe, so the ref crew for this game is the same one that we had in 2019.
Perfect. I thought that was a fairly officiated game.
Yeah.
What, you guys not? I mean, you guys got your asses kicked at the end of the game. Let's be honest.
Wow.
I mean, what? You guys lost. It wasn't a bunch of controversial.
That is true. That is true.
What do you want me to say?
I want to tell the truth. Bosa got held. We
There's
lost.
holding on every play. There's holding on every play. You guys got away with the face mask last week. You guys got away with the face mask last week.
Anyway,
there are missed calls in every game. And truth be told, you cannot let the referees decide the game. You need to outplay the other team, no matter what's going on. And yeah, there was some questionable stuff that happened. I kind of feel like we were running away with it, and maybe a call or two came out, and all of a sudden, Chiefs came back. But who knows? I'm not part of the refereeing crew. I don't know what goes on there. I do know what happened at the end of the season with Detroit and Dallas. That crew got punished. But how often do you actually see that happen?
No, and it has to be some.
Pterodome, that is really awesome.
Nice.
This I picked up in Korea back in '97. I was in there 97 and 98, and it is reversible. And this is the black. What I would design it. Of course, it's a Reebok design because that's what they used back then. Reebok had the signature on it, but it's got the logo there, and it's bordered with the gold and the red. It's not just the red, and the gold would tie into your pants and your helmet. which would be much more fire than just the standalone contrast of the red and the black. And I really, really love this jersey. I can't fit it anymore, but it is there.
But it's reversible though. What's the other side? The insiders look like
it's reversible to the home side. Let's try to get that.
Oh wow!
Here.
Mm-hmm. And you say you got that in? You said 97.
Yeah, I was stationed there, Itaewon 97. And there is no copyright law in Korea. When you went there, I had suits made, Armani suits. They do it down to the labels, and for pennies on the dollar, you can get.
Ooh, look at that!
Whatever you're looking for.
Oh, look at that!
That is nice.
And because it's Korea, they'll copyright they'll put in the stitching on what was on the stitching, so it they just bootleg it all the way. They just say, okay, you want it to look like a real product, so they'll put the logo in there as well as the stitching that says it's a Reebok. So they copy everything. Koreans, God bless them.
Yep.
That's where everything's made anyway.
Facts.
I don't want to degrade it. I don't want to degrade it at all or put it down it by any light. But it's not the official jersey, and I don't want to say it like in a bad way, like saying it's a fake jersey. But when they fake it, they really fake it. Like you can't tell it's not. Yeah.
No, nobody will ever know the difference. That's what they stand on.
Mm-hmm.
Also, in chat, let's just be clear here, saying God bless South Korea, you guys.
South Korea, Itaewon.
Did not want to get that confused. Anybody in the chat that is wondering which Korea we are blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Definitely not North Korea, Pyeongtaek. You can take tours up to the DMZ and see the other side, and it is real.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you that. You were at the DMZ?
No, I was further south. I was in aviation units. I was in what's it called Wonju, which is outside of Busan, down southwest in Korea. Good shopping there. You got Osan Air Force Base near, along with Camp Casey, and Itaewon is Seoul. It's the town is called Itaewon, but the base is Itaewon. The city is Seoul, Korea. Mm-hmm. And man, the one thing you get, it's a hardship tour. You're 12 months away from your family, but the shopping is absolutely incredible. I was getting orders for send me a Coach bag, send me a Donna Karen bag, send me a whatever bag they make for pennies on the dollar. You can't tell the difference. And mink blankets were a big item then, as well as sweatsuits. And if you are dapper, you like a nice tailor-made Armani, Brooks Brothers, Tom Ford, Hugo Boss.
Yeah, so I went to a school. It's a Catholic school, and they do a lot of mission, and they have like kids who are like very like I don't know how the program worked, but they would send them to like Japan, Korea, China, like those, so they get to learn and explore. And they would bring one of those students to our school. So for a month, I was the chaperone or a shadow for one of these kids from South Korea, and wow, they spoke English so well, and they were trying. Oh yeah, and they're so polite. They're so polite. Like even if they do something like good, they apologize. Yeah. They're the most sweetest people. They're like very apologetic. They're good people, and I got to meet their family, and they treated me like oh my gosh, like royalty, because they were trying to impress me. Yeah. So yeah, that's one thing about like those schools that are religious. They do those missions, like they send students to other countries, and then they bring them the students from those countries over here. You get to learn about that. So that was pretty fun.
Yeah. Very respectful people, very the Asian community as a whole, man, they just have such a discipline, a humble nature, and a respect for elders, and a respect for, as you said, they apologize if they just stood out. They don't want to stand out. They want to be a part of something. And it's just, whether it's martial arts or some of the wonderful automobiles they make. Kaizen is a principle that we use in business. Everybody from NASA to Toyota, you have to go to Six Sigma school and learn about Kaizen. Always trying to get better, and Pokeyoke, just different things, man. I love the Asian community, and everybody tried to be Bruce Lee at one time or another in your life. You saw mom's broom and made some nunchucks.
Let's be honest.
I'm going to be honest. I never tried to be Bruce Lee. Chuck Norris.
Who learned from Bruce Lee. So we've come full circle.
Tear down.
Yes, ma'am.
Seeing as you mentioned the word Toyota, did you see who's their new sponsor?
Who?
Brock Purdy has his first national sponsorship with Toyota.
That's who he is. I wouldn't have picked anything better.
Brock Purdy is a Corolla.
Getting it done.
It's a 1998 Toyota
reliable.
He'll
get you there.
300,000 miles. My mom had one. My dad had one. It is just, it's going to get you there. Like you said, Dave, it is reliable. It can get up in traffic, change the oil, low maintenance. A wonderful, wonderful automobile. Carried my mom's grandchild to college. Toyota. Exactly, Melissa. That's my man.
No,
that's him.
It was all over X today. They were announcing the partnership, and they kept saying that he is their first current active player they've ever made a partnership with.
It's nothing better.
I don't know if that's necessarily true, because Steve Young.
I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying what all the different posts were saying. Like, I'm not.
What do you guys think?
I didn't realize. That's what I was going to say. Sorry, Joe. That's what I wanted to bring up. Is Steve Young, before he retired, he was endorsed by Toyota. I remember him driving a Toyota Tacoma truck. So that's kind of neat.
And I remember, I think the last car sponsorship I saw was Brian Dable when he got Coach of the Year, and he had that deal with the, what was it, the Silverado or the Chevy something?
Chevy.
Goddamn Chevy Silverado, yeah.
Silverado.
That's a perfect deal. That's Brock Purdy. That's him.
You know what's crazy is, honestly, I didn't realize that Purdy's dad is head coach of the Ravens. And I thought that was so crazy.
You're funny, Joe.
That Brock's stepdad and his mom go to every game. And his real dad's out there coaching the Ravens. And I was like, oh my God, you know what? What a cool What a cool stepdad of that guy going with Purdy's mom.
I'm done.
What?
That's good. That's Johnny Carson good.
Right. Dang. It is. It's funny. He walked up to him and he's like,
hey, people say I look like you. Yeah. and then you think about it, you say, damn, they do.
He's like, you know what, John? You look like a mix of... I look like a mix of you and my mom. You know what?
Where were you in December of '99?
What's crazy though is it is cool that John and Brock, you know, at least John doesn't have to coach against his son. I always thought it'd be cool because John coached against his brother in Super Bowl. What was that? 47? Super Bowl 47? Yeah.
I can't remember those numbers like that.
Yeah.
I just know it's 2012, 2013.
Yeah, so it's Super Bowl 47. But it's cool that he doesn't have to coach against his son. Also, big shout out the 23rd hour, 10-year anniversary of the Super Bowl 48 champion Seattle Seahawks happened 10 years ago today. 43 to 8. We'll never forget.
As well as coming up short the year after with a bad play. My cousin was on that team. Pete Carroll owes him a ring. Thank you.
I think he owes Pete Carroll a lot for giving him an opportunity, though.
Right? Yeah, but
for getting him there.
But decisions were made, and we came up short of a ring.
And Pete didn't say
that was vengeance for Jersey. We had to have the freaking Seahawks come to our home state and win the damn Super Bowl. That was a Jersey curse on them.
That's what that was?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They came here. They all threw a hissy fit all Radio Row week, complaining about having to play a Super Bowl in Jersey. It was like 59-degree night. It was like the warmest night in the middle of February.
Yeah, that was perfect. And then it was a snowstorm right after. So they got.
And then the second the game was over, like it turned midnight and the blizzard came in and they got all snowed in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
they pulled that one off.
It's been a lot of fun. I came into the show a little late. My brother's been doing a lot of things with me, so I've been having a lot of fun with the family. And appreciate everybody for the Friday night, popping in and hanging out. But I'm going to jump out. I think it's probably a little late on David's end and everyone else's end.
Sorry.
We went 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours. No, don't be sorry. I seen you come in, and I was like, well, shit, no one tagged me in, but I'm coming. So I do have a lot of fun with you guys and everybody else who's listening. Hopefully you're laughing and having fun. But David, I'm gonna probably jump out. I love seeing MICKUY, but I will probably see everybody in the morning. If you guys can tune in, if you guys have time, we'll be talking to Paul Hope from the other side of the pond. So
Oh man. Yes. What time is it gonna be for him? It's later for him. It's about
what 5?
Oh yeah, he's
he's Russian, huh?
That's
sorry.
That's like
they're
chips
going
for him.
But
they're going on our time.
All right, guys. I'm peacing out.
I gotta actually go to bed too. I'm on hour number I'm pushing hour number 20 now.
All right, guys. See ya.
All right.
But yeah, you guys, thanks for coming, Joe. You're always invited. You know that. Terradome, thanks for showing up. What do you guys got going on this week, though, channel wise? We can start with John Jay.
Yeah, so thanks for having me on. Actually, I'm not doing nothing this weekend, but Super Bowl week, Monday through Friday. I think everybody knows this guy Shifty. We made a time on Wednesday. We'll be doing a show. So our first show in about a year because he moved to Ireland. I'm trying to see if I can find some Kansas City Chiefs fans. It'll be difficult because I want to, get their perspective, and I'll be doing some, content. So that's what's hopping on. Going on this week, and probably I'll do the Super Bowl. I'll still think about that, but that's what I'm doing this week.
Sweet. John Joy, what you got going on?
Tuesday, I have a show at 5:00 where I have basically like a full house of 6 people, and we just talk about football. And then my other day is on Friday at 12.
Sweet. Joe, what you got going on this week, buddy?
Not much. I got the Wednesday show like usual, and then tomorrow I have a special guest Seahawks recap show coming on the channel. That's about it. Also, I did want to mention John Jay. If you do need a Kansas City Chiefs fan, I will put this on and I will pose this one. I offered, you guys know Ted from Ted Talks Ball. He messaged me this week. He goes, "Do you know any Chiefs creators?" And I go, "Boy, I got a Mahomes jersey. I'll put it on." And I'm the biggest Chiefs fan this week. So if you guys need to do a celebrity shot for a Chiefs fan, I'm your guy. Okay.
Niners all day.
Oh man, Terror Dome, what you got going on this upcoming week, buddy?
Hey man, it's time to lock in. It's in game time. I'm gonna be looking at film statistics and everything else Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 Eastern. I'm also gonna just be popping up on other people's show. Might do a little bit of Wayne Breezy, nothing but Niners as well. Anything y'all got going on, just drop me in the chat. We're gonna look at it backwards and forwards. It's lock in time. It's lock in time. You know, don't worry about the Taylor Swifts of the world. Don't worry about meeting up with Jimmy G to have a little luncheon or whatever. We are here for business and business only. Mm-hmm. We are here for 4 quarters. We are here for 60 minutes. We are here to get it done. Close the deal. ABC, always be closing. And I'm gonna give it everything I got. I'm gonna see our tendencies. Crack toss. You're gonna hear 2. Well, you probably hear 4 words. Crack toss and Taylor Swift all week.
Oh, man.
So we're gonna probably examine one of those very, very, very well, and how we need to get the run fit together. And hope our defensive coordinator realizes, hey, might need to consider going that 5 linemen, mixing up some things. Stay tuned.
Yep. Yeah, we're definitely going to see what happens. But on my channel, we got Niners Coast to Coast on Monday. It's either going to be on 49ers First Takes podcast or my channel. We haven't decided yet. And then, Wednesday, Corey Davis, it's going to be the Super Bowl edition. So tune in for that. And then we always got the Friday night show going on. Not sure whose week it is, but stay tuned, folks. We'll let you know.
Oh, I'm here for the smoke. Yes, sir. Let me know.
Yeah. But other than that, it's always like Corey Davis to say, go Niners and F all 31 other teams.
Nah.